Hi students, welcome back to Google Classroom Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. How are you children? Hope you all are fine over there.
Today, we will start a new chapter, that is Chapter 6, Social Responsibility of Business. As per the new syllabus, the topic Business Ethics is deleted from this chapter. Today, we will discuss what is social responsibility of business and what are the arguments for and against social responsibility of business. So, let's start the chapter. Every business enterprise is an integral part of the society. It uses scarce resources of the society to continue and grow. Hence, it is important that no activity of business is injurious to the long-run interest of the society. However, it is observed that in practice, there are a few socially undesirable aspects of the business. That means business should not indulge in socially undesirable practices like manufacture and sale of adulterated goods, making deceptive advertisements, not paying taxes which are due, polluting the environment, and exploiting workers. And at the same time, the business should indulge in socially desirable practices like supplying good quality goods, creating healthy working conditions, honestly paying taxes, prevention of pollution, and sincerely attending to customer complaints. So these activities helps to improve the image of the enterprises. From all these activities, we can see the development of the concept of social responsibility of business, whereby the owners and the managers of business are made conscious about the responsibilities of their business towards the community and its customers, workers, etc. So, what do you understand by social responsibility of business? Social responsibility implies that all decisions and actions taken by a business organization must be in accordance with wider social interest. That means social responsibility relates to the voluntary efforts on the part of the businessman to contribute to the social well-being. In other words, we can say social responsibility is the obligation of the businessman towards the society. Then, why should business be concerned with social responsibility? Is a question that has attracted the attention of many thinkers. There have been the arguments for social responsibility as well as against it. Therefore, it is desirable to go through both types of arguments to identify the reality of social responsibility. At first, we will discuss about arguments for social responsibility. The first one is justification for existence and growth. Business exists for providing goods and services to satisfy human needs. Though profit is an important justification for undertaking business activity, it should be looked upon as an outcome of service to the people. In fact, the prosperity and growth of business is possible only through continuous service to the society. That means existence and growth of business depends on discharging social responsibility in the form of serving society. And the next one is long-term interest of the firm. Social responsibility is in long-term interest of the business because it creates better image of business organizations leading to increased revenue and profit on continuous basis. In other words, a firm and its image stands to gain maximum profits in the long run when it has its highest goal as service to the society. And the next argument is avoidance of government regulations. The government has the power to take actions against those business organizations which indulge in activities not meeting social requirements. In order to avoid such actions having long-term negative impact, it is preferable to adopt social responsibility. And at the same time, it also helps to reduce the need for new laws. And the next argument for social responsibility is maintenance of society. For maintaining society, there are legal provisions, but these provisions cannot be comprehensive because of social changes on a continuous basis. Sometimes people who feel that they are not getting their dues from the business may resort to antisocial activities. Therefore, business has to be socially responsible in order to avoid antisocial activities against it. And the next argument is availability of resources with business. This argument holds that business institutions have valuable financial and human resources which can be effectively used for solving problems. For example, business has a pool of managerial talent and capital resources supported by years of experience in organizing business activities. It can help the society to tackle its problems in a better way. And the next argument is converting problems into opportunities. Society creates some business problems because it keeps on changing. Organizations involved in social responsibility may convert these problems into opportunities by getting relevant information from public as they interact with public continuously. For example, changing public preference for products is a business problem because the business has to introduce new products according to public preference. Like that, you can convert each business problems into business opportunities. And the next argument is better environment for doing business. Discharging social responsibility leads to creation of better environment for doing business, as business organization can overcome many social ills like poverty, unemployment, illiteracy, etc. And the last point for social responsibility is holding business responsible for social problems. Business organizations tend to create many social problems in the process of doing business, like environmental pollution, unsafe workplace, corrupting public institutions, etc. All these problems may be overcome by discharging social responsibility. So these are the main arguments for social responsibility. Now let's discuss the main arguments against social responsibility. The first one is violation of profit maximization objective. Social responsibility violates profit maximization objective of business, as social responsibility adds to cost leading to lower profit. Thus, social responsibility is against the concept of profit maximization. In fact, business can best fulfill its social responsibility if it maximizes profit through increased efficiency and reduced cost. The next argument is burden on consumers. Social responsibility increases burden on consumers, as costs related to social responsibility are passed on to consumers in the form of increased product price. Such costs may be associated with control of environmental pollution, creating luxurious workplace, etc. The next argument against social responsibility is lack of social skills. For discharging responsibility properly, the concerned persons must have social skills to solve social problems. However, in many cases, such persons lack social skills, making social responsibility programs ineffective. Therefore, according to this argument, social problems should be solved by other specialized agencies. The last point against social responsibility is lack of public support. Here, the argument is that the public in general does not like business involvement in social programs.
Therefore, business cannot operate successfully because of lack of public confidence and cooperation in solving social problems.
These are the main arguments against social responsibility of business. Children, if we take arguments for and against social responsibility, we find that both have their own relevance. Kinds of social responsibility. Social responsibility of business can be broadly divided into 4 categories. What are they? They are economic responsibility, legal responsibility, ethical responsibility, and discretionary responsibility.
Now, let's discuss each of these types in detail. The first one is economic responsibility. A business enterprise is basically an economic entity, and therefore its primary social responsibility is economic. So, the business must provide a fair return on money invested by the owners of the business. This return is in the form of profit. That means the business produce goods and services that the society wants and sell them at a profit. And the next type of responsibility is legal responsibility. Business operates within the legal framework of a country, which prescribes what a business should do or not do. That means every business has a responsibility to operate within the laws of the land. And at the same time, these laws are meant for the good of the society.
The next type of social responsibility is ethical responsibility. Ethical responsibility includes behavior of a business, which is in accordance with socially expected behavior. Such expected behavior is based on social values and norms, which are commonly shared by the people. For example, respecting the religious sentiments and dignity of people while advertising for a product. And the last type of social responsibility is discretionary responsibility. This is purely discretionary in nature. Individual business organizations may assume this responsibility on their own. For example, an organization may provide charitable funds for educational institutions or helping the affected people during floods or earthquakes, etc. All these responsibilities taken together define the scope of social responsibility of business. If you take business responsibility in a comprehensive way, you find that business has the responsibility towards all those who are affected by business operations either directly or indirectly.
There are various groups which are affected by the functioning of a business. These are known as interest groups because the interest of each group may be different. These interest groups are owners, workers, consumers, government, and community. A business has the responsibility towards all these groups. Now, let's discuss the responsibility of the business towards various interest groups. The first one is responsibility of the business towards the owners. Do you know who are the owners of the business? Owners are those persons and entities who invest their funds in business organizations as capital. In a company form of organization, owners are in the form of shareholders.
The main responsibility of the business towards the owners are: the first one is business enterprise has the responsibility to work as a custodian of capital contributed by owners, thereby ensuring the safety of the capital. And the next responsibility is to provide regular, correct and adequate information with the capital contributors. And the next one is to ensure regular payment of returns on capital. And the next one is to protect the assets of the business. So, these are the main responsibilities of business towards the owners. And the next one is responsibility of the business towards the workers. Here, the business enterprise has the responsibility to treat employees as human beings and not just parts of a machine. And the next responsibility is to provide reasonable and fair wages and salaries. And the next responsibility is to maintain good working conditions for good health of the workers. And the next responsibility of the business is to provide service benefits to employees like housing, canteen facility, medical facility, insurance cover, etc. And the next responsibility is to provide opportunity to employees for developing their skills. So these are the main responsibilities of the business towards the workers. And the next one is responsibility of the business towards the consumers. Consumers are persons who use goods and services provided by the business. Responsibility of the business towards the consumers are: the first one is to charge fair and reasonable price for the products. And the next responsibility is to ensure regular supply of goods and services. And the next responsibility is to offer products of uniform standard and of reasonable quality. And the next responsibility is to provide prompt and quick service to consumers. And the next responsibility is to handle consumer grievances promptly. And the next one is to refrain from misleading product promotion practices. So these are the various responsibilities of the business towards the consumers. And the next one is responsibility of the business towards the government and community. The government plays a significant role in business operations. Therefore, the business has the responsibility towards the government and community. The main responsibilities of the business towards the government and community are: the first one is to abide by the policies, rules and regulations framed by the government from time to time. And the next responsibility is to pay taxes and other duties fully, honestly and timely. And the next responsibility of the business is to preserve social and cultural values. And the next responsibility is to provide better employment opportunities. And the next responsibility is to promote national integration. And the next responsibility of the business is to help the weaker sections of the society like disabled persons, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, etc. So these are the main responsibilities of the business towards the government and community. Environmental protection and business. In the present context, protection of environment is a serious issue before business. Business operates in the environment and takes various inputs like materials, land, labor, money, energy, etc. from the environment and gives outputs produced by it to the environment. In order to maintain continuity of taking inputs and giving outputs, business has to protect the environment, particularly natural or physical environment, comprising land, water, air, and other natural resources. However, increased industrialization has resulted in the environmental pollution. So, the business is responsible for environmental pollution. That means it has to take measures to control environmental pollution in the form of environmental protection. So, what is environmental protection? Environmental protection involves controlling environmental pollution so as to maintain ecological balance for the general well-being of human beings. Children, for environmental protection, it is necessary to analyze the causes of environmental pollution. Environmental pollution is caused by introduction of harmful substances into the environment and excessive exploitation of natural resources.
Both these actions are mostly the result of industrialization. Many business enterprises have been responsible for causing air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, and noise pollution. Let's discuss each of these types in detail. The first one is air pollution. Air pollution is the result of a combination of factors which lowers the air quality. It is mainly due to carbon monoxide emitted by automobiles which contributes to air pollution. Similarly, smoke and other chemicals from manufacturing plants pollute the air, and it leads to creation of a hole in the ozone layer, dangerous global warming, reduced level of oxygen in the air, and other health problems. The next one is water pollution. Water pollution is caused primarily by discharging effluents into water bodies without proper treatment and dumping wastes into water. As a result, the quality of water in rivers, lakes, water reservoirs, etc. are affected adversely. And it also causing harm to human beings, animals, and even agricultural crops. And the next type of pollution is land pollution. Dumping of toxic wastes on land causes land pollution. This damages the quality of land, making it unfit for agriculture or plantation. And the next type of pollution is noise pollution. Noise pollution occurs when the sound produced by any source goes beyond the specified decibel, and it causes discomfort to human beings and other living beings. Noise caused by the running of factories and vehicles is not merely a source of annoyance, but is also a serious health hazard. So, these are the different types of pollutions. Now, let's discuss about the need for pollution control. Pollution control involves taking measures which help in preserving environment in a form which suits human beings and other elements. Thus, pollution control is needed because of these reasons. The first one is reduction of health hazards. There is increasing evidence that many diseases like cancer, heart attacks, and lungs complications are caused by pollutants in the environment. Therefore, to protect human beings, it is necessary to control environmental pollution. And the next reason is reduced risk of liability. It is possible that an enterprise is held liable to pay compensation to people affected by the toxicity of gaseous, liquid, and solid waste it has released into the environment. Therefore, it is beneficial for such organizations to control environmental pollution in order to avoid their liability which may arise because of polluting the environment. And the next reason is that cost savings. An effective pollution control program is also needed to save cost of operating business. So, cost savings are very important when improper production technology results in greater waste, which leads to higher cost of waste disposal and cost of cleaning the plants. The next reason is improved public image. As society becomes increasingly conscious of environment quality, firms undertake suitable policies and practices for controlling waste will increasingly influence people's attitude towards its working. This improves the image of the organizations before the public, which itself is a significant achievement for the organizations. The next reason is other social benefits. Pollution control also results in many other benefits like clearer visibility, cleaner buildings, better quality of life, availability of natural products in a purer form, etc. All these are the main reasons for the need for pollution control. Now, let's move on to the next topic, that is role of business in environment protection. Business may play a significant role in environmental protection as it is the major source of polluting the environment. Therefore, by adopting those measures which are able to control environmental pollution. Further, environmental protection may be seen as an element of social responsibility of business. So, let's point out the main role of business in environmental protection. The first one is a definite or strong commitment by top management of the enterprise to create, maintain and develop work culture which promotes concerns for environmental protection and pollution prevention. The next one is ensuring that commitment to environmental protection is shared throughout the enterprise by all divisions and employees. Then the enterprise have to take suitable measures for environmental protection. And the next one is developing and implementing policies for procuring plant and machinery as well as raw materials of desirable quality which helps in controlling pollution. That means the business enterprise has to develop clear-cut policies and programs for purchasing good quality raw materials, employing superior technology, using scientific techniques of disposal, treatment of wastes, developing employee skills, etc. for the purpose of pollution control. And the next one is complying with the laws and regulations enacted by the government and other agencies for the prevention of pollution. And the next one is participation in programs related to environmental protection organized by the government agencies from time to time. For example, clearing up of polluted rivers, plantation of trees, checking deforestation, etc. And the next one is periodical assessment of pollution control programs in terms of cost and benefit so as to increase the progress with respect to environmental protection. And the next one is arranging periodical education and training workshops to share relevant information about environmental protection and creating a culture for it. So, these are some of the specific steps which can be taken by business enterprises for environmental protection. With this topic, we are ending this chapter.
So students, I hope all of you understood the concept clearly. And please note that the notes of the lesson and test paper are also attached along with the class. Make use of these available materials. Study well and attend the test paper without fail. That's all for today. Thank you.